What's up, my lambs? Welcome to Humpday Horror, the horror series where I play games for Wednesdays. And this Wednesday is no different, though later in the day I am playing. It doesn't matter. We are playing the Necromancer's Tale. It's a tale-based game. Or maybe it's a Necromancer-based game. I'm not sure. Either way, we're playing it today. Having a good time. Allegedly. Hopefully. Let's get into it. We're in a new game. I don't know much about it. I think it's a Boulder's. Oh, that's kind of fun. It's got a little animation. Look at that. Yeah, little animations on the thing. She drinks the poison, doesn't drink the poison. Here we go. There we go. Feral wife, she gave me a chuckle.
I chuckled.
She chuckled at me. That's okay. It doesn't matter. We're here for a balanced experience.
In the year of our Lord, 1701, the Republic of Venice went to war with the sovereign monarchy of Ralston.
Oh my god, we got some
This
Italians.
war was over passage rights through the Adriatic Sea, though this point will rarely be brought up when the war is discussed by future historians. It was, like most wars, overstretched and too costly. Neither side could afford it, nor would they back down. Many lives were lost, and whatever the outcome, each nation would nurse its wounds for some time. The war raged on for 6 years, draining both countries' resources, but the Republic of Venice was older than Ralston and had deeper pockets. In a war of attrition, they would win, and both sides knew it.
Okay.
3 generals from Ralston, 2 brothers and a close friend, came together to strategize, and came up with nothing. They would not win this war. In desperation, one reached out to a dark power and was told to make pilgrimage to Golgotha. With no other avenue, they spent 1 month sailing to the walls of Jerusalem, where they docked under cover of darkness. On the hill where the man named Jesus died, they met a figure, too old to identify as man or woman.
What?
It offered them a book, an already ancient thing made of pale leathers and filled with symbols that hurt their eyes to look upon. The thing smiled as they took it, a smile made of too many teeth. Full of dread for what they had seen and what they were about to do, they sailed for another month to get home. Things had gone badly in the time they were away. Soon they would have to surrender, and Ralston would fall into decline, one that was unlikely to survive. Whatever doubt the men had about using the knowledge in that book, their mind was set now. They cast its pages open and chanted dark incantations. And lo, did the dead walk upon the earth that night. Undead sailors hauled themselves into the Venetian boats. Soldiers dragged themselves from battlefields and clawed up from shallow graves to drive the Venetians from the land. The war was won. The Venetians could not fight Ralston's impossible numbers. They surrendered, the book was shut, and the dead were dead once more. The book was destroyed, but the world had noticed. Ralston had dark magic, and no shame in using it. Many enemies, without and within, were born that day.
Yeah.
1711.
Hell yeah.
3 years later, a child was born to one of the generals involved in unleashing the spell.
Ooh, we baby boy, we baby girl. Oh, I wonder if it matters. Wonder if it matters if we're born a baby boy, baby girl. We're gonna be baby boy.
A beautiful baby boy.
That's me. Well, I mean, obviously. Alright. The night you were born, blood moon hung low in the sky. There was a storm in the night you were born that came from nowhere. The ship was caught and doomed to be dragged to the ocean below. A comet passed overhead that night, one that cycled between purple and green. Okay, I mean, I'm either blood moon, or the comet. I'm feeling a little. Yeah, we're blood moon.
The night you were born, a blood moon hung low in the sky.
That mattered?
Shepherds took their flocks in, and old women lit candles in windows to ward off such an ill omen. You were taken from your mother, and left with a nursemaid for your first few days in this world.
Alright. Kindly girl from the town, poor quarters. Your paths crossed very few years, had never reintroduced herself. So you always cheered her up. She is content with that. Distant cousin who hated being tasked with minding you. A heavy-set lady who raised many children in the town. She was lauded for her understanding of children and their mind behavior, though nobody turned up at the funeral when she died of heart failure. Damn, that's rough. I mean, blood moon, distant cousin.
Distant cousin who hated being tasked with minding you. She largely ignored you, and when it was done, she told everyone what a fine job she did, and how you both had an unbreakable bond. You have not spoken since.
Of course.
You were born into wealth and status, and had all you could wish for. But your parents never had another child, and your father was often preoccupied with his work. Your mother, distant, sickly and delirious, you heard another mother say. Hoffman, the family steward, raised you more than they.
Damn.
It was a lonely childhood. 1718. You are 8 years old.
I'm 8 years old.
You play with friends from school. 2 poorer boys, Diedrich and Flip. Your father disapproves. You play in the graveyard outside the city. Nobody goes there without an armed guard. But children do not care for such things. Children are small and fast and can outrun Ghoul. At least when the sun is up.
Okay.
One day, as you play, you hear a rustling coming from some trees. You all freeze. Then a stone whizzes out of the green and hits you on the head. You stare in disbelief, a slow trickle of blood running down your face, partially blocking sight from your left eye.
Oh no, I'm eye patched now? The leaves part, your cousin Lucas, 10 years your senior, steps out. You scan the tree line, spot Sophia, a girl you recognize from school. A group of other children from the city emerge in the tree line. You recognize the leader named Willard. I think Sophia threw it at me.
You scan the tree line and spot Sophia, a girl you recognize from school. She throws another stone at you, but you are ready and avoid it.
Stay still! I need you to bleed enough for a ghoul to sniff you out.
She calls out.
Damn.
I want to see them hunt.
Goddamn, Sophia. Bat it aside. You want to be careful up there. My father says they hide in the trees during the day. Grab any fools looking to spot a first. Okay. There you go.
You'd want to be careful up there. My father says they hide in trees during the day to grab up any fools looking for a spot of shade.
It is something I would tell someone.
In a panic, she dropped her stones and looked in the branches around her.
You're lying!
As soon as she said it, there was a screeching from another tree near her, and the branches moved.
One has caught your scent. You're done for now.
You called.
Rubbish.
She froze.
Mm-hmm.
The smile on your face dropped.
Why aren't you running? It's gonna get you!
She didn't move. The rustling and screeching grew nearer.
Run, Sophia! Run!
You screamed, hurting your lungs. Once she saw your worry, the colour drained from her face. She dropped down from the tree and ran crying back to the dead man's gate.
Hell yeah.
That's when Flip dropped from the second tree. She had been too busy throwing stones at you to see him sneaking towards her. You, he, and Diedrich had a good laugh, and returned soon to play. When you saw her next, she had realized the trick you'd played on her. She found it funny.
Uh-huh.
Soon she began joining you and Flip and Diedrich in the graveyard, and fast became your fourth.
There we go.
That night, you were woken by a scratching sound at your window. You lift yourself up on one arm and rub your eyes with the other. The scratching sound turns to a chipping one, and a moment later there is a muffled sound of glass breaking. A thin black arm reaches in then and unlatches the window. You know that arm. That kind of arm. A ghoul.
Okay.
You scream as it pulls the window open and pulls itself into the room. You've never been so close to one. Its face is like a man's, but gaunt and twisted into a sorrowful, angry expression. It lands on the floor of your room with a sickening thud, and as it stands, it ripples and twists in unnatural ways. You scramble away from it, hot tears streaming down your face as you continue to scream, your throat already sore. The door behind you swings open. Your father steps in. As he looks at the creature, his face is expressionless. He enters the room, sword in hand, and feints to the left. As it lunges, he sidesteps to the right and slices downwards. The gore that sprays from the thing as it falls flicks onto your face. Your father looks down at you for a moment, then nods and leaves to make sure there are no others. You never play in the graveyard again.
Damn.
1721. One morning, your mother comes to your school. She takes you out, even though classes are not finished.
Why?
She says everything is okay, but you do not believe her.
It's her appearance that gives it away. It's her mannerisms that tips you off. It's her presence alone. Appearance.
It's her appearance that gives her away. She is normally so perfect, but her hair is out of place, her dress loose, her makeup faded. She brings you around the town. First you stop to buy sugared apples. Then she takes you
Guess
shopping.
we'll just put it on autoplay.
New clothes, new books, new toys, a luggage trunk. She brings you to the castle, and with some whispered words and coins exchanged, the guard lets you into the grounds.
Okay.
You go to the pond and throw bread and watch fish pop their heads up to steal from the ducks.
Nice.
You walk the city walls, and the two of you take in the view. The sea to the west, the hills to the south, the forest to the east and north, and beyond the northern tree line, the road that leads to the capital. That,
Okay.
she tells you through teary eyes, is where you're going. You won't understand until you're older.
What?
Maybe not even then. You need more than I can give you. More than I can be. You protest. She cries. When she stops crying, she doesn't remember where you are, how you got there. A watchman brings you home. There your father glares at you, angry that you upset your mother, angry at your non-compliance. Hoffman brings you to your room to help you put your new clothes and books and toys into your new trunk. He tells you that she loves you, that this is for the best. A few days later, your carriage rides out of town. In your children's stories, events like this happen on rainy days, but today is sunny and clear-skied. As the carriage crests a hill, you can look back towards the city and see it all. The farms, the walls, the groves, the castle, the seas. Your home. How do you feel as you are taken away?
I don't want to toss aside hurt, deep wound of betrayal. My parents are supposed to look after me. I don't understand what I did wrong. Them to send me away like this. Wonder if I'll ever understand. I think I'm just hurt.
I hurt. A deep wound of betrayal. My parents are supposed to look after me, not discard me. 1722. A year has passed.
That's right.
More quickly than you might have expected. Winter's first snow falls lightly outside. You watch from your dorm and reflect on your time here.
Alright. Started many fights, ended many. You're thankful for the library here. Books be your salvation. I think I just made a bunch of friends.
You took to this new life quickly, making many friends. This place is filled with the unwanted children of powerful families.
Yeah, there you go.
These connections will serve you well, as long as you learn to look the other way from time to time.
Might as well investigate.
1725. Your schooling is done now. Your time here is over. You spent much of this year deciding what to do next.
Necromancy. In the end, you decided to continue education. Ultimately, you decided to follow your father's footsteps and join the military. One of your professors said she saw something in you, a spark when you see the world of courtly intrigue. Spark that would well in the world. Courtly intrigue. I mean, we're already on the
One of your
schmoozing.
professors said she saw something in you. A spark that would see you well in the world of courtly intrigue. This sounds exciting to you, and well paid too. So they put you in touch with a contact of theirs to begin your training.
There we go. I got some
With your
diplomat
path
money.
decided, you found you had time before your training began, so you made the trip home to visit your parents and tell them of your plans. Your travel home feels faster than it was leaving. Perhaps mindset, perhaps age, perhaps because you have done it once already and can spy milestones. Whatever the reason, you arrive home to your mother and Hoffman awaiting you. Your father is not there, but joins you for dinner that evening.
Oh.
It had been 4 years since you were home. Not a long time for some, but a quarter of your life.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You had this idea that you had matured, changed so much in that time, but
No. That's not how it works. Attempt to gain access to the library's restricted areas. What? To the library's restricted areas are rejected. The master here refuses you. Those books are not for children. Try to wow your old friends with tales of your time away, and it pains you when they don't seem impressed. Still find your father to be as inscrutable as ever.
your attempts to gain access to the library's
I lost
restricted area are
Damn.
rejected. The
Damn.
master there refuses you. Those books are not for children. You tell her of the books available to you in the school,
Couldn't convince
of your
her.
studies, and how you are able for the secrets hidden in her library's vaults, but she assures you that your mind is not ready for what you would find within. Despite this, it is good to be home again, to see your friends and family. You have a good summer. As you leave for your new training, you wonder how long until you come home next, and how you will have changed by then. 1727. You are nearly 2 years into your training now.
Okay.
And it goes largely as expected. You miss home, but the pangs grow less as time passes.
Okay.
Your mentor, an older lady named Valentina Zupan, takes you to the Scottish courts to watch the burning of a witch.
Oh, fascinating.
The woman is accused of fornication with the devil, but Valentina says that the only crime this woman, and women burned like her, committed was striving for knowledge. studying the natural world and trying to understand it. Valentina wants you to see how other countries treat people who they cannot understand, how they treat knowledge they cannot fathom. She tells you then that a war has broken out at home. A lich, a powerful undead sorcerer, has begun raising the dead and marches on the capital. So far, its armies show no sign of moving out of Ralston, but Venetian and Habsburg forces are amassing on their respective borders to repel anything that tries to cross them. Other nations will turn this on us. They will try to turn the Pope on us too, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
They'd see us burned like that witch.
Okay.
This is our job, to slow the tide that comes for us. We shall travel to other courts, seeking help. We will get none. In reality, we're there to find the lips that whisper against us, and do what we must to shut them. By deals or blackmail. Whatever it takes. You were on a carriage to London that night, on the start of a tour of Europe that would carry on for the next year.
Alright.
Eventually, word reaches you that the Lich has been defeated, that its forces collapsed as the final blow was struck. Your father was at that battle, as was your uncle. You learn your uncle was wounded, but is well. Neither man died, though the same cannot be said for thousands of others in the country.
They took down the Lich.
The soldier's work is done now. Our work only gets harder. Venice will want to march in retaliation for 1708.
Okay.
Habsburg will want the land. Several others will want us stomped out for being too liberal. We must keep these wolves at bay while our country rebuilds.
Dang liberals
1729.
literally raising the dead.
Your training complete. You land your first post.
Your first assignment was with the Ottoman courts of Ahmed III in Albania. You were thrown to the wolves and sent to the courts of Venice. Ooh, maybe. You found yourself stationed in the rapidly crumbling courts of Charles VI, Holy Roman Emperor. Right
You
to
were
Venice.
thrown to the wolves and sent to the courts of Venice.
Oh,
You
mamma
never found
mia.
out why you were sent here, and it has never become clear if this was a punishment or a prestigious assignment. You never see the Doge Alvise III Sebastiano Mocenigo.
That is the most
never
Italian
seen anyone
name to
of
ever
note.
exist.
You spend your days with minor nobles and nameless ambassadors clawing over any attention at all. Nobody asks your opinion or listens when you speak. How does this posting make you feel?
Indifferent. Outrage. I suppose someone has to be put here. It's not an exciting post, but given our history and the war, it's an important one. I am bored, but
I
honored.
suppose somebody has to be put here. It's not an exciting post, but given our history and the war, it is an important one. I am bored, but honored. 1731. You are through the early years of your career now. You have earned some recognition and accolades. Some time from work and a purse are made available to you. As you take some time to enjoy this leave, a terrible thing happens to you.
Well, what happens? Your arm is broken while climbing the Alps. Hunting trip results in a terrible stomach wound. A night on the town ends with your leg being severely damaged. That's, you know what? That's probably more.
A night on the
likely.
town ends with your
I have
leg
no
being
agility.
severely damaged.
Oh, yeah.
You met with your friends, Elsa, Laszlo, and Astrid. The four of you went to the local tavern. It is a busy night, with music playing on the stage and entertainers going from table to table. A fire roared, a pig was
Hell
roasted,
yeah.
devilment was in the air. Many drinks in, you met a couple, Heta and Jobst. They joined your group. You shared stories over beers. They were going to a party and invited you along. You decided to go, even though your friends were calling it a night.
Yeah, I mean, like,
You, Heta,
Yeah.
and Jobst wandered the streets drunkenly laughing, sharing a bottle of pumpkin seed liqueur you'd bought at the tavern. They
pumpkin
brought
seed
you through an
liqueur.
alleyway, A shortcut. They stopped and took out a bag of powder. Hetta took a pinch and motioned to offer you some. As you grew near, she blew it in your face.
Oh, I got
Everything
robbed.
quickly became blurry, and then nothing. When you came to, you could not place where you were.
Mm-hmm.
Your head throbbed with a great pressure. You realized you were upside down, tied that way. You hung by your right ankle. Your left leg was tied behind your right one. Your knee bent at a 90-degree angle so your legs were perpendicular. Your arms were stretched out to your sides and folded back in at the elbow,
Damn.
then tied behind your back. You were tightly bound, unable to move. You could see out a window. You were high up. Inside the clock tower, you thought. There was movement around you. First, you heard Jobst speaking. No, not speaking. Chanting.
I got
A language you didn't know.
you
You
scooped
saw a
up
figure walk before you.
to be part of a ritual?
You realized it was Hetta when you saw the hair coming from her hood. She saw you were awake. Jobst? The chanting stopped. Another robed figure walked out before you. I am sorry, Jobst said, that this is happening to you. You seem nice. We had hoped to find a sacrifice we'd feel less guilty about.
Well, just don't do it.
I guess it's not really a sacrifice if it's something you wanted rid of. He smiled. There was a kindness there that didn't sit well in the situation. The sun is coming up, Hetta said. Jobst stood. Without saying anything else, they left. You wondered how long it would be until you would be found and let down. Then you smelled the smoke. A fire. They were burning the tower. A panic washed over you. How long until the flames spread and you burned? The smoke filled the room. You coughed. A bell sounded. Soon, the smoke began to die out. Somebody passing in the early hours had seen the fire and sounded
Oh,
the
there you
alarm.
go. Good.
They were
Damn.
able to extinguish the flames before the fire could properly take hold. Soon you were found and cut down. You still bear a scar on your ankle. Hetta and Jobst were never found. 1733. When you learned of your father's death, you were
On a date.
on a date. The main course had just been served when a courier came to you and delivered the letter. It had your family seal on it. You knew it was important. You
What?
excused yourself for a moment. You never returned to dinner.
No second
You
date?
did not go on a second
Damn.
date. Something changed in you then, and not for the better. I lost myself in a rage. I wanted him to see how well I'd done. I wanted to make him proud, but now I never could. Now, days later, your carriage crests the hills towards Marnes, the sun blasting off the red and yellow bricks and rippling off the blue sea beyond. You are almost home.
Home to see my mother, to support her in this terrible time. Home to bury a man I never really knew. And now never would. Home to reclaim my life here, now that the man who has sent me away is dead. I'll go support my mom.
Home to see my mother, to support her in this terrible time.
Come on. Little mama's boy. Alright. Skill points remaining. I mean, this is us. This is us. This is... this is the diplomat. Pharaoh Lamb Van Elstrick. I'm a diplomat. I got money. Let's go. That was fun. That was good. That was good, good little background stuff. Alright. 1 hour from the north gate of Marnes, my coach had been climbing the steep hill surrounded on all aisles by oak before the great forest gave to the farmlands. And there we saw a young woman accosted by two brigands. My coach called
Should
me.
we stop, sir?
Yes. Absolutely. Look at this. Look at this. This is the face of a dirty old diplomat. Our coach pulled to a stop. Hey there, good man. What has this young woman done to draw your attention?
This woman is a trickster. Don't let her appearance deceive you.
They got some spears over there. The woman looked at him with disdain, but not fear.
I'm not afraid of you.
Damn. How's it going, Glue Stick Man? Alright, the men advanced with their spears trained on her. We'll confront them. Outsiders' trust decreased. The two men turned their spears towards me, and my coachman leapt down with the sword drawn. Oh, it was bad. I hit the button. To the left of the screen, the portraits of the character, your alliances, turn sequences. The right of the screen, your enemies. Click the portrait to zoom. Okay. Each portrait has a bar that circles the thing, action points, their move, attacks, reload weapons, cast spells. In addition, your own character has the number aside of the star shape shows the magic points. Sure. Click the terrain, activate characters. Have got hexagons. Yep. Click on enemy, attack them with your active character. You must be close enough to strike. And enough things. K. Melee weapons, swords, halberds have a range of 1 or 2, while missile weapons, crossbows, muskets can fire a lot further. However, they can be slow to reload. And the turn button finishes. Open your inventory. Okay. If you have undead minions under your control, the magical ability, then you can activate and move minions by casting activate spell. Passes on the main. Sure. Looks good. Muskets reload. Cannot attack. Ending your while you... Sure. Combat effects during combat. Camera move freely. Using the arrow keys, the right joystick. Yeah. Alright, well. Great. What do we got here? Journal. Character. I have nothing on me, so I mean, I guess I just walk up. I used all my action points to walk over here. What about this guy? Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm gonna end my turn because obviously I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy with hands. Is it Klaus's turn? Klaus has a sword, so Klaus will use sword to attack. Got him. Nice. Nailed it. Can I do 2 attacks? 3 attacks? Action point. I got 1 action point. I'll move here. Alright. That's the turn. Oh, I got poked. I guess I walk up and I try and punch him, but like, it seems bad, right? What do I got in my inventory? Cells, formal royal thing. Can I equip it? Equipment. Guess I can do like it. What, put on my coat? Ah, there we go. Did I take my action points though? Yeah, it did. I can't stab now, so that's my turn. Oh. He missed? I don't even have ankles. How did he miss me? Oh, never mind. Okay, well, we do a little... Okay. The men turned and fled. The fight was not going their way. Correct. Okay. We let them go.
Thank you for helping me.
Anytime, miss.
You are the son of Zelig.
Yep. She shrugged, smiled sweetly, and straightened the garland in her hair. I nodded. She seemed about my age, but I don't recall her face from the past. Yeah, were you not afraid? Who are those men? Surely Mars has not become this lawless.
The protection of the city is not there for all of us.
Oh, I see.
And outside its walls, there are many men such as these.
This much of a words are true. In recent times, I never travel beyond the city without a weapon.
Thanks, Klaus. Yeah.
It was not. Those men are fools.
I mean, the coachman scowled at her. Who you at?
Just a girl from the village yonder.
Oh, yeah. She looked slyly at me and waved her arm vaguely to the north, back down the hill, the way we had come.
I was collecting herbs when they waylaid me.
My coachman eyed her suspiciously, but said nothing. Alright. There you go. You want to come visit me? You seem like the feisty sort of lass who I could befriend. Yeah, I think that's more what I would like to say. She looked amused for a moment, then gave her cryptic answer.
I think our paths shall cross right enough. Perhaps as allies. Though as friends, we shall see.
Damn. Alright.
I am sorry. It is a sad day. And Lord Zelig was a good man.
I climbed back into my coach and glanced to wave farewell. The place the old woman stood, the old hag, what? An old hag watching me. The shadows seemed to draw around her, leaving the face indistinct.
Iveri, Viserek dead the wolves are circling. The house of Van Eerstrik may have an important part in the future of the kingdom. Do not presume to know who your friends and enemies are.
Alright. Well, you don't have to be here, Glue Stick Man.
Whoa there.
The carriage came from a sudden stop and jolted me awake. I had thought that to my return home in so many years that I would watch it all. Rising up over the hill to see Marnes, entering the gates to ride my family home, but I had been traveling for 3 days now and had clearly been too tired to stay awake, despite my strange encounter to the northern forest. Still, I was home. Perhaps it was unkind of me, but when I stepped out and surprisingly greeted by Hoffman, I expected him to long retired now, despite his age, stood tall and
Welcome
beautiful.
home, my lord. I trust your journey was a pleasant one.
Certainly was there. Alberic? Okay. There we go. The old man said nothing, and there was no expression in his face. He nodded slightly, and indecipherable as I recalled, nothing about the exchange gave away how close he had been to my father, raising him after my grandfather's death, tutoring him, following him to war, even minding my mother's in recent years. If he was hurting from the death, if he was hurting for the death, and I knew he was, he hid it well. Must have been staring for too long, because he cut the
If
silence.
sir wishes to go inside, I shall follow along with the luggage.
I nodded and left him be. Alright. Get some free. There we go. Yeah. We're gonna check out the stuff around here. Talk to the cat. What's up, cat? A black and white cat stayed here, watching me suspiciously. Reached out a hand. The beast hissed and ran off around the house. Alright, well. Alright, check out the boat. Our boat hadn't been tended to in an age. I wondered if it was still seaworthy. Maybe. I had fond memories of jumping into the sea with my friends Diedrich and Flip. Long hot summers a lifetime ago. Alright. Didn't have a vessel in hand. No vessel. No vessel, no water. Perfect. Let's go inside. It was just as I remembered. Less cavernous, perhaps, but still an impressive room with a grand staircase leading up to bedrooms and private offices. There was no sign of any of her servants, however. And there, beside the fire, my mother slumbered. What about this cat? Alright. My mother looked to be waking from rest. As I approached, she raised her hand to block the light. She looked at me.
Baby boy. Come and sit on Mother's knee.
There we go. Yeah, I'm not gonna play a server client. I don't know what that is. And I'm not gonna play it.
Your father is dead?
Alright, then her gaze drifted off. Oh yes, I don't remember. I feel it sometimes, and it seems to like it here. To be sitting on your knee for a long time. Decided it was best to leave her to the rest. Let's just leave her to rest. Alright. Good. Ooh. Guess we'll just take all this stuff. Put on a fun hat, maybe? Good. Carry weapon. Oh, I see. Can't just carry weapons around. No committing crimes. Good stuff. There was a rest in this armor. I needed to ask. Okay, cool. My possessions, such as they were, some changes of clothes, some books, nothing of real value. Check out the paintings. Maybe. There we go. Why were these paintings off the wall? Albert would know. I guess he would know everything. Drink some wine? Created my father's most precious wines. Why has this been sitting in the entrance hall? When I next saw Alberic, he was standing in the lobby
Can I
beside
help
my
you, my
balance.
lord?
Didn't mention how my father died, so my mother, she hasn't seen this. There you go. Why is there half a suit of armor on display? Ah, we are in the midst of selling some pieces. In a brief of your father's passing, he has left the family finances under pressure. Okay. Conversation for once, at least 7 a.m. Okay, sure. When we get a black hat. Oh, that annoying creature? It turned up only recently and started pestering us. I would have driven the beast away, but your mother insisted on feeding. Perfect. Didn't mention how my father died. Tell me about more financial issues. Yeah, I don't know if I should talk about more financial issues. Yeah. I saw my mother. She seems worse than normal. The old man inhaled deeply and sighed. Yes, she's been declining rapidly since her father passed. Not sleeping, confusion, losing sense of where she is, and I'm hoping a return will anchor her some. I am sure that in a few days, when the pain lessens, she will sleep better, properly, normally, until she wanders a little lost. And I help her get sleep when I can. Yes, I'm sure she will be fine in time, Master. I'm sure of it. Doctors, not priests, please. Has a doctor seen her? No. But there's nothing a doctor can do for her bar lock her away in a madhouse. I won't allow that. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Didn't mention how he died. Sharp look from him. He must not have wanted the question, but surely he expected it. Forgive me, my lord, but I must confess that I'm embarrassed to tell you he was found dead in a bush. The smell of alcohol strong on him. The herbalist, Halen, performed the autopsy and said it was a failure of the heart brought on by overindulgence in liquor. That happens sometimes. The herbalist. Did I know this city what? Did this city have no doctors? I should find and question this man soon. Meanwhile, I needed to search the house for more evidence of my father's drinking habits.
The family Van Elstrick since even your father was a boy.
What? I know. Yeah, why not a surgeon? I'm afraid, I do not suppose why. He has learned man, I suppose. In a bush? What? Drunk in a bush? Yes, some broken bottles were found scattered among him. With the funeral, I have no time to tidy the area. Should you wish to look, it's around the back of the house. Who found him? The groundskeeper found him as he began the morning chores. Anticipating my next question, he cut me off. Nikos is not here. He no longer works for the family. Why not? Perhaps a discussion best left for now. But in brief, with your father's passing, family financial affairs are more unstable. Alright. Boop. Bid him farewell for now. I'm gonna go check out that, check out what's around back. Let's go see it. Bushes around back. Is that my mom? What are you doing? My mother was looking out at sea. She made no sign of hearing me approach, but she must because I neared and spoke.
His ship should be back any day now. Oh, why must he stay away for so long?
Who, father?
Any day now.
She wasn't responding, so I left her to stare hopeless. Okay. Alright. Okay, bushes out back. Is in this garden chest? Ooh. Hold on. Take this. Let's take it all. Whatever. Maybe it's over here. Is it behind the house? First things first, though. Bucket up. I filled the bucket with water. We're interacting. Look at that. Alright, I had more to take care of at home before going to the city. The house seemed in disarray and the staff absent, apart from our faithful butler. Okay? I should check the paperwork on my father's desk and seek information in the family finances. Okay, but I wanted to check out... I want to see the bush. Where the bush at? Alright, well... Where the bush he died in? Is it over here? You can view active tasks clicking on your journal icon. Taskbar flashes. Unread content. That's right over here. There we go. That's where I'm looking. Alright, a mess of whiskey bottles lay scattered on the ground beneath the battered bush. So this was where my father was found. Skill check knowledge. I got no knowledge. You are making a skill check. It's a level 3 knowledge check. This means that you need 3 levels of knowledge to pass. If your skill is less than 3, you can spend points from your skill pool to make up the balance. Your skill pool refills at the start of each chapter. Okay. How many skills? Spend 1 skill point to recall something about your father. Your current pool is 5. Spend 0 points. We'll split this thing. I didn't recall my father being a whiskey drinker. Then I spotted a small key half buried in the dirt. It must have fallen from my father's pocket when he was here. I put it in my bag. Alright, well. Yeah. Nice. Okay. We got skill checks. Love to see it. It's like, it's very like Neverwinter Nights almost. Oh, what is this? Condolence cards? A set of condolences cards was displayed on the table. One for my uncle. Read the guard captain. Lord Richard Carnal. Dick Carnal? Carnal Dick. Alright, let's see. I opened the card for my uncle Baron. I still cannot believe he is gone. With the pomp over, I will be taking some time to mourn him. If you need anything while I am gone, ask Lucas. I'm sorry that I need to retreat away when you need me most. I failed him and now I fail you. Alright, well. Rip. Guard captain? What do you got, guard captain? Your husband was, and will continue to be, a great inspiration to me and my soldiers. We will endeavor to keep mourned and all of Rushton as safe as he did. Now that takes a legion to replace him. Okay. Oh, no, it takes a legion. It's going to take a whole legion. It takes a legion. What we got here? There's a lot of crosses going around. I am saddened by your loss. He's really living up to his Dick Colonel name. So, thanks, Dick Colonel. Ah, Lucas. Perfect. I am inconsolable at the loss of Uncle Zelig. Zelig. If you need anything at this time, please, anything. I can... Oh, okay. Yep. Good stuff. I spotted a card for the Queen of Ruston. Okay, well, there we go. There's the Queen. I am deeply saddened by the loss of Ruston's finest sons. His efforts in service to his country these past 30-plus years have kept this great nation safe and prosperous through admittedly difficult times. It is truly hard to say that this would stand so tall were it not for his sacrifice. Know that I shall hold a vigil for him on the day of his funeral, and that the royal household shall be fasting in his honor and memory. Oh, that's from the Queen herself. Thanks, Queen. Alright. From one of my friends, Diedrich, and his grandmother, Sybil. What do we got here? We don't have the words to convey our sympathies. If there's anything you need, you have but to ask. They can't convey it. They don't know how the words work. Alright, second card was this one. To you alone. I'm so sorry. I admired your father. Always wish he'd been my dad. Let's drink to his memory when he get back, yeah? Oh, that's cute. Signed S. Death comes for us, all in the end. But how do we greet him? Cowering? Angry? Bartering like a statesman, perhaps? Or with open arms, like a friend? Okay, well, that's, you know, a bit cryptic. As well for local priests. Father Oliver. What we got here? I am wounded by the news of the loss. Such a loss to you. Us in the city and the entire nation. All set in motion plans for such a grand funeral to ferry him off to our Lord God and the heavenly angels. A saint of a man. My heart weeps for you. Alright, nice. Very good. Push to the back was a card. Oh, Sophia. Remember when I threw a rock at your head? Sorry to hear your father. Still, maybe you can come home now, eh? Oh, yeah, you know what? That's fair. Alright, let's get the hell away from this table. Alright, let's get into this study. We're gonna walk into the study. I'll have to open the door, I guess. Walk into the study. Quick bathroom break. Study time. It's family room. It's not the study, it's the family room. It's different than a study. The family room's different than a study. Well, we'll get to go. Alright. Back at it. Oh, we got some stuff to check out. We got some whatever this is. I recognize none of the people whose portraits hung on this wall, nor the names on the plaques. Okay, that's kind of weird. Let's read some books. Maybe not do a full read of the books, you know? Is each... Oh my god. Okay, we'll open up the doors. Go into the drawing room where you draw. Can I play the piano? Do I have the skills? I sat at the piano and played. Alone, I had played so many times as a child. After a time, I ceased. Oh, alright. Alright, what do we got in here? A dining table. Father had many important meals at this table. It was never invited to those. And now, he dead. We had the wine. The wine was suspicious. What was this? Was that that's to go outside. That's the lobby. We don't want to go out the lobby. Gotta go find his desk somewhere. Ooh. Zombies in the bathroom? Bathroom ghouls? No bathroom ghouls. Okay, what's in the kitchen? One of my favorite places in this house, many, was the night when Albrecht would bring me to fix the late night snack once my mother and father had gone to bed. Should I steal a fork? Pot? What's in the stove? I can cook stuff? Alright. Apple, grease, assorted food. Bowl. I'll take it all. I guess we can, let's do it. Let's do like, sort of food. Stirring tool. Shovel doesn't work. A little bit of grease, a little bit of this. Alright. Do I have a stirring tool? Cleaver. Ladle, let's go. Okay, well, let's put the ladle here. And, yeah. Do I have to fill it all up? Maybe I just have to fill it all up. Put a pot here. I have to put the pot there, too. Okay. I took the cooking pot. Yeah, he did. Let's go. Oh. Why do they do that? Cooking pot of grease. Nice. Well. Let's take the cooking pot of grease. Okay. Cooking pot of grease. And, what is this? Just a bowl. Oh, well, we're gonna do that. And, stink up the house. Leave that be. Oh, what's in the cellar? Want more wine, right? My father drink rack bottles of wine. Nothing stronger in sight. This was clearly a trap door, heavy looking, reinforced with metal braces, with no obvious locking code, but I could not see a way to open it. Perhaps Albrecht might know something. Maybe. Maybe he does. We'll have to ask him. We gotta go to the study. A dusty storeroom. My father kept mementos of his venturing days. Oh, I had been forbidden to enter as a child. What do we got here? Jars, linen bags. I mean, let's take it all. I don't actually know what the things I need are, so. Oh, yeah, there we go. Take all that. We'll take some stolen valor. Love that. Wear our dad's stuff. We can wear a dress. The stove is stove's getting real stinky. Okay, the door to Albrecht's room was always locked. Understandable, as his only place of refuge. Oh yeah, let's not screw around with his house. He's got enough shit to deal with, I think. How do I get up to that side then? So we got these stairs. There's gotta be other stairs, right? It's The wine cellar there. Oh my god, yeah. I'll take the stuff out. Alright. Let's take all this stuff out. There we go. Stop smoking up the stove, I guess. No bathroom ghost. We went through there. It's the big way to go up. We will, we'll
Can I
talk
help
to you.
you, my lord?
Yeah, you can. Tell me about the financial issues. I'm trying to find the whiskey in the house, perhaps brandy, to learn more of my father's self-destruction drinking habits. All I find is wine. I cannot say why, my lord. Perhaps you check his office, bed, chambers, and personal supply. Damn. I've not seen the rest of the house. Yeah. More questions about father's death. Drinking whiskey. Yeah. Painting. Well, these paintings taking off the walls. We're in the midst of selling some pieces. Brief fellows passing. Yeah. Okay, we know about that. Did you think about the trapdoor? Yes, my lord. The old wine cellar is below there. He paused for a moment before continuing. Zelig had bolted down some of the creatures there before we found an old tunnel. Oh, so now we can open it? Would that be wise? Besides, I don't know. Sorry. Okay. More questions. I don't really. Yeah. Right. See you later, bro. I'm gonna go check out his room, I guess. Ooh. Bathroom ghost here? No bathroom ghost. Okay, my parents' bedroom, even if I felt like a violation to be in here. Yeah, well. Now let's read his journal. I thought it was bad before. Now it's time to read his journal. My mother's journal was a mess of disjointed sentences and lips if she was trying to remind herself even the most basic of tasks. Alright. Fancy dress, bed gowned, bodice. I'll take it all. I'll take all your clothes. Sorry, Mom. Take all your clothes. My father's study, where he spent most of his time. Doorbell rang loudly. Hearing Albert's hushed tone speaking with the visitor made way to the hall, nor for now Albert would surely inform me if it was anyone important. It's true. Okay. Portrait of Aldis Schmidt. I had a vague memory of this man in my youth. A general alongside my father and uncle, a close friend of theirs. It marked his death. Okay. The Lich's War. Died in the Lich's War. Brutal. Alright, a globe of the world. It even had Americas on it. It was peppered with tiny red and black flags. I couldn't help but be curious as to what they meant or what sign. Okay. Seance for the living. Okay, caught my eye. Could find it here again. Maybe. Was this book, though? Look, there was something up there. I'll probably reach it if I stretch. Agility 1. I have to use a skill point because I have no agility. Alright, we're using it. Inside was an unaddressed letter to my father I clearly intended to send, but now I never would. Oh man, you owe me debt, and I intend to collect in a week hence. I warn you neither to disappoint nor to shortchange me. The result of either would be most unpleasant for you. Alright, put it in my bag. Got some armor here. My father wouldn't need it any longer, so I had to strap the family blade, my blade now, to my waist. My father's armor. It had been gathering dust since the Lich's War. Alright, well, we took his blade. It was an impressive collection of books with a wide range of titles. Diplomat. Most of it was lost on me. But I noticed Machiavelli's The Prince in the midst of course you did. You freak. My father's desk. A pile of maps and writings scattered across it. It seems it was a messy in later life as I recalled from my childhood. Let's search details, financial matters. Let's search for the financial matters. After Albrecht mentioned the family affairs, I ignored the rest of the text and focused on the ledger showing my father's expenses. Things were bleaker than I expected, and I could understand why Albrecht decided to cut back on the staff. With my father alive, he could have held things together, certainly, but what were a butler and my mother to do with the loss of income? Where had his money gone? The ledger showed it bleeding out, but to where? Perhaps these books had been looking at the wrong way to lead to gold? There's also some letters on the desk. A note demanding payment or else stood out. I was shocked to see my father was in debt with some shady sorts. But, given his finances, I understood the least. Alright, let's examine the papers. It was scattering of personal and academic papers. My father was not my memory. My father was not, to my memory, a particularly learned man, so I was surprised to see the writings from Zosimos D and Periclesus? Sure. I could not make out, I could make out no discerned pattern in what my father had been researching. Up-to-date charts of the known world and sketches of local areas with various nearby tombs marked out. What's in the drawer? Drawer's locked. I need to find a key. Well, good news. I have the key. Alright. A bottle of port. Even his private stash didn't have any whiskey. Surely he would have some whiskey in the house if he were fond of it. But everything was wine. Something didn't add up. I hadn't been home for a long time before this. What I had learned on my return made me wonder if things had changed a lot in time, or had I been too young to form a realistic picture of my family. My mother was ill, very ill. I remembered her being absent as a child, not distant. She had been a loving mother, just one who was different. Only now I could see I had been dealing with something significant. Father had been in a precarious place leading up to his death, which itself raised suspicions to me. I resolved my stay in Marnes for a time to assist my mother, not wishing to be a further drain on the family. I would go to the city and look for work. All this while I would seek answers about my father's death. Something was not adding up, and I wanted to know what. It's time to go into the city. Before I take all this stuff, strange trinket, bottle of port, we got a blue ring. Take all that. Wear the ring? Hell yeah. You can sell for 5 crowns. Oh, it's a beaten belt. Alright, so that's the study. There's some garbage over here. What's this? Who's she? Who is she? Okay, 2 portraits of my mother. I recall the more recent one painting, which I was last home. The one is a younger woman that had been commissioned right around the time I was born, and I had it always hung here. Even the older painting, I can now see a hint of something in her face. Despair, perhaps, which I'd never noticed before. You're just projecting there, bro. Right. Bathrooms and beds are separate. That's my old kids' room, I guess. Cloths. Unimportant looking papers. I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take those unimportant looking papers. My old room. Strange being back. I felt the same every time I returned home, though I hadn't really been my home since I was sent away 14 years prior. Just a place. I came to see my family. Now a place to visit my mother. This afternoon. You cannot currently advance time. Alright, well. Okay. Father wasn't in his office to be often here. I used to wait for him to leave so I can do whatever I did the reading. Nice. This is where my cousin Lucas stayed when he was with us. I wonder when his room last use. Guess we'll take a look. What's in the box? Nothing. A lot of nothing. Piles of nothing. Alright, well.
Can I help you, my lord?
I've not seen the rest of the house staff. We know what's happened. Question about father's death. What's the news of the funeral plans? Postmortem. It has already happened, my lord. He was cremated and entombed yesterday. We did not receive word of your arrival, so your uncle hastened the event. And as your mother's health has been understandably poor since his passing, I hope to allow more time to pass. Okay, great. So it's already happened. I was shocked at this, yeah, because I came back for the funeral. That's kind of wild. And I'm sure that Albrecht noticed. An uncharacteristic softness came over him then. It was a suitable fare, I assure you. Alright. Why was the funeral so soon after his death? Surely you could have waited another day for me to arrive. I guess they didn't know you were coming though, dickhead. That's a question about the city. We can tell we have the herbalist. We can tell it's still the hospital. Do you know where I might find the Undertaker? Wish to speak to the gardener. What was his name? Decided for my father's funeral. Okay, we're gonna find the herbalist. Halen? Not much, frankly. We don't move in the same circles. Where would I find him? His store, one assumes. If you walk from the market towards the north gate, you'll see it across from the hospital. There are flower boxes out front. Should be easy enough. Alright. What about the hospital? Where it at? Yes, on the market square. They are often asking your uncle to move them, and, but to where, he asks. To think rather than spend money on military. They never was one, never leave a man behind, even as a boy. Where's the Undertaker at? Irving? Yes, he's delivering instructions to him recently. His house is towards the castle, near the gate, in a strange overhang on the sits. Alright. What is all this questioning in aid of? I hope you're not planning on causing trouble. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, I want to cause trouble, actually. What's the gardener's name? Speaking of causing trouble, what's the gardener's name? Nikos. Nikos, where does he live? I must confess I do not know. Nikos is a hard-working man, polite too. Your father paid him well for his work, but he kept to himself. He sometimes frequents Garnet's tavern at the market. Alright. Who presided over my father's funeral? A father. Okay. Tends to all spiritual needs. I presume I find him in the cathedral, yes. He rarely goes to the chapel. I suspect he doesn't like being outside the city walls. Alright. Yeah, tell me more about the funeral. The weight shifted. It was as you expected, a grand event with soldiers and guards. Your uncle spoke, and then the cremation. Once the ashes were gathered, they were marched through the town. The crypts were cleared, and his remains were placed in the family vault. If the ghoul chased out are any indication, his ghost would have suitably fought. Should the god see fit, charge him so. Sure, sounds great. A hint of pride showed across his face then, the most honorable hope possible. Your uncle has commissioned a statue for the town center. Nisadia Mason has been hired for the task. It is no small cost. The name meant nothing to me, but Albrecht seemed to feel her work was befitting of my father's memory. Alright, well. See you later, bro. Alright. Well, funeral's done, so I guess I'm just gonna go to the town. Alright. From around the corner, a familiar face appears.
It is you! Oh, I saw the carriage pull up and hoped.
Diedrich, my childhood friend. His demeanor was cheerful as ever, and as oblivious considering the circumstance.
It's good to see you. How are you?
After a moment, the penny dropped.
Well, yes, of course. The funeral. Terrible thing.
Uh-huh.
I was at it. Shame you weren't. You would have liked.
He trailed off as he heard himself, rubbed the back of his head, and stared thoughtfully at the ground.
Well, yes.
Yeah. I'd hoped to be back in time for it. Yeah, let him stew in his words. Now, we make friends here. He laughed and the tension was cut.
Sorry. Here I am years after seeing you and I'm no different. Foot and mouth, first opportunity.
Alright, not like you. You're a man of the world. A diplomat, I'm told. There we go. Okay. Yes, I'm looking for short-term work here. For all my travels, still end up back up now. Yeah, I'm looking for...
There are plenty of offerings about the place. I'm sure you'll find something. Look, meet me for a drink in Garnett's Tavern later. And we'll have a right proper
Tavern? Alright. There we go. Yep, there you go. Hell yeah. Off he goes. See you later, bro. Got the noble quarter over here. Garnett's Tavern. Oh, there's the tavern. I mean, yeah, well, yeah, the Undertaker. The Undertaker should be here, right? Oh, Victoria. Got some beds down here. Nice. Just running around, checking out all the stuff. Whoever stood behind the bar, tending to the glasses, with a staccato efficiency. Tavern service. Are you hiring? I am not. You could try Garnett's place further up the river. At the main bridge. Okay. Glass of whiskey. I paid him a crown and poured me a glass. I knocked it back in one go. Yeah.
Yes, I suppose so.
Can you tell me anything about them?
Not particularly.
Not even who they are?
I have 3 old fellows who come in regularly. And of course, plenty of dockers. I'm sure they'd rather I kept the rest of their business to myself.
Alright. I'm not... This is a different one, right? This is Doc's Tavern. Yeah. Wine. Do you see any wine connoisseurs around here? Neither do I, sorry. Alright. I don't see any wine connoisseurs around here. Alright, well, guess we'll leave this bar. Kinda wanna talk to good old Viddy over here. Pirate Viddy. 2 striking young sailors sat at the table, a man and a woman. The smell of cheap ale punctuated their laughter in the conversation. They turned heads whenever their, whether for their boisterousness, good looks, or perhaps both. There was a roughness to them. But in a way, it made the people weak in their
Remember
knees.
that tiny barman in Ortona, Vittoria?
No, you're too. God, we have the same taste, don't we, Leo? Though he's a barmaid.
Had her too.
You didn't. I tried. Damn. Not avail again.
The young man spied me and held up a pair of coins between his
More ale,
fingers.
and quick about it. It's an emergency.
Leo, no. That's clearly no server.
It's true, I do not work here, but I can fetch you some. I grabbed the coins from his warm hand and headed over to the bar where the barkeep watched me. Laid the coins on the counter. 2 ales for the sailors over there. They'll run right over you if you aren't careful. Here. Barkeeper handed me the 2 ales, and as soon as I went back to the table with the 2 happy sailors, their undivided attention.
Sweet day. It's off, but it chases away the aches of a long stint at sea.
And it loosens tongues as well as bets, if you get me.
Is that how you got that barmaid?
A tale I will be happy to tell.
Well, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. That's enough of you two. Alright, well, that was a good introduction to this game. I think I'm going to call it there. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I will catch you in the next one. And, yeah. We'll do something different for next Humpday Horror. I'll probably play some more of this myself. Get in depth. Get really into the, it's a lot of reading. It's a lot of lore. A lot less necromancying than I was expecting. But, pretty cool. Catch you later. Bye for now.